Okay, gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some of the best controls and settings for Throne and Liberty, specifically on console or for people who are playing on controller. However, if you want to stay up to date and you want more guides on all things Throne and Liberty, make sure you are liking today's video and subscribing to the channel if you are new. We are on our way to 20k subscribers and I would love to have you being a part of the family. So, for settings when it comes on console, we're not going to do much because there's not a ton of graphical options on here. I'm not going to lie, I do have a beginner's guide coming for Throne and Liberty as well. However, with these buggy menus, it's really hard to do because it's difficult, to go into certain things without the controls bugging out in the menu. So I may have to wait a couple of days until they fix that to do that. But I'm just going to show you guys a few things here I changed. I'm not going to lie to y'all, most of this is going to be based on the controls, but anyway, I'm just going to show y'all a couple things that'll help out your performance of the game and stuff like that. So first and foremost, one thing I always do is I go into the settings here. I turn off camera shake because camera shake just makes games look more framey than they already are. And let's be realistic, in some of the more populated areas, especially if you're playing on console, there is some frame dips and stuff like that. Camera smoothing will also help make the game look a little bit cleaner as well. So if you do want to turn that off, make sure you turn off camera shake and of course turn off motion blur. Now a lot of these settings are just preferential things, to each their own. So turn these on and off for just stuff that you like different cast bars where you want things on the UI and stuff like that. I really don't have any recommendations for that kind of stuff because it's all about preference. So don't let anybody tell you oh, this is where you should have this or this is where you have that. Put it where it's comfortable for you and where you like it. All right, okay. All right, listen, we YouTubers, we make a lot of clickbait stuff, man. All right, I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. The objective is to get y'all attention and get views. I'm gonna be realistic about that, and that's part of the game, baby. But anyway, here's where I want to harp on the most: the control scheme. Now, I'm going to show and tell y'all one little thing. The only thing that's really awkward about the controls that I use on Throne and Liberty is that the RB or R1, depending on whether you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox, that is my interact button. So to talk to NPCs and stuff like that, I'm going to be hitting RB and R1 instead of A or X or, whatever the case may be. But this is worth it. So what I do is, if you can't tell by my hotbar by now, I basically mocked the setup of Final Fantasy XIV. And let's be realistic, Final Fantasy XIV, especially being a tab target MMORPG, has set pretty much the precedent for controls of MMOs, especially on console platforms. I mean, that game has been successful since the PlayStation 3. We are on the PS5 and Series X, so if it worked on a console that simple, trust me, it'll work on something as advanced as these. But basically how I have things set up here is right trigger opens my my right hotbar, left trigger opens my left hotbar, and I'm on Xbox, so if you're on PlayStation, it would be R2 opens your right hotbar, L2 opens your left hotbar, and my auto attack is done with the X button. Well, not my auto attack, but my basic attack. See, the difference between Throne and Liberty and 14 is there's no auto attack in here. You just have this, this little basic attack. Like me, I use a greatsword, so my sword swing is done with the X button, as you guys can see here. And I simply, just hold a trigger and go to one of my buttons, and I can cast my spells and moves and all that fun stuff. The reason I have it set up this way is because since I'm going to be holding my right trigger or left trigger and always hitting either Y, B, A, or X, or triangle, O, X, and square, depending on what platform you're on, my basic attack is mixed into all that anyway. So it's really easy for me while I'm holding right trigger and hitting Y, B, X, and A, since my thumb's already on those buttons, to throw in a basic attack or two in between cooldown. But my jump and all that stuff is normal. A lot of the default controls are pretty much the same. It's just I literally just have my hotbars set to where right trigger opens my hotbar for one of my weapons, left trigger opens the hotbar for my other weapon. And of course, I don't have enough moves. I'm only level 7. I don't have enough moves yet to be using the third hotbar. But when it comes to that one, I'll probably do the combination of left trigger and right trigger to open that third hotbar. Like I said, similar to how the controls work in Final Fantasy 14, and especially, you know, since you have that option of your basic attack throughout combat, it's literally right there, mixed right in between the cooldowns that you're already using anyway. So when I show people this control scheme, you know, the button's already there in between the buttons you're already hitting. So I would think, you know, that would make you, you know, attack and do combat a lot faster paced on a controller, because us controller players, we don't got as many options as mouse and keyboard, and controllers just more comfortable for some people, you know, especially me. I could plug in a mouse and keyboard and play this game right now, but I don't want to. I don't like using mouse and keyboard. I like a controller. But, you know, I just want to show this control scheme to you guys. It's not something that, you know, you have to use, but I just figured I'd throw it out there, you know, and try and help some people with it, if you want, especially if you want something similar to how Final Fantasy 14 works. Anyway, if this video helped you, let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, y'all enjoyed today's video, smash that like. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.